The city thrummed with life, its streets alive with the usual chaotic rhythm. Cars honking in frustration, neon signs flickering in storefront windows, people rushing past with barely a glance at the world around them. Among the sea of hurried strangers was Monica Reynolds, a black woman in her mid-30s, walking briskly toward the bus stop, her tote bag slung over one shoulder and a now-cold coffee clutched in her hand. Monica had always been the kind of person who noticed the details others overlooked: a stray dog pawing at a trash bin, a torn flyer for a missing person fluttering against a lamppost, or like today, a small boy sitting alone on a park bench, his shoulders trembling as he tried and failed to hold back tears. She slowed her pace. Something was wrong. The boy couldn't have been more than 7 or 8 years old. His clothes were expensive, tailored jeans, a crisp jacket, but slightly rumpled, like he'd been running or had been out longer than he was supposed to. His pale blue eyes were red from crying, and in his hands, he clutched a small toy car like it was the only thing anchoring him to this moment. Monica hesitated only a second before walking over. "Hey, sweetie," she said gently, crouching down to his level. "Are you okay?" The boy flinched, startled by her sudden presence, and lifted his head. His tear-streaked face twisted in fear before softening into confusion, then hesitance. Monica offered a small, reassuring smile. "I'm Monica," she added. "What's your name?" For a moment, he didn't speak. She could see the internal debate flickering across his face. The fear, the distrust, the aching loneliness. Finally, he whispered, "Liam." Liam." Her voice stayed soft, calm, the way she might speak to a skittish animal. "Are you lost?" Liam's bottom lip quivered, and he nodded quickly before wiping his nose with the back of his sleeve. I can't find my dad," he choked out, fresh tears slipping down his cheeks. Monica's heart twisted. She set her coffee on the edge of the bench and sat beside him, careful not to startle him further. "It's okay, Liam. We'll figure this out together. Do you know your dad's phone number?" Liam shook his head hard. "He always calls me." "I don't know it. What about where you live? Or the name of the hotel if you're visiting?" He hesitated. "It's a big hotel. There's a fountain out front." That helped. "Kind of." "You hungry?" Monica asked, digging into her tote bag and pulling out a sandwich she hadn't eaten at lunch. Liam hesitated but nodded. She handed it to him, and he ate quickly, each bite seeming to calm him just a bit. "That's a pretty cool car you've got there," Monica said, pointing to the toy he still gripped tightly. Liam smiled, a faint, fleeting thing. "Dad gave it to me. It's like his real car." Monica's brow furrowed. That wasn't just any toy car. It was a miniature luxury model, the kind you didn't find in an average toy store. A detail that tugged at the edges of her thoughts. "Do you think it's okay if we go talk to the police? They can help find your dad," she offered, testing his reaction. Liam's face paled instantly. "No, no police." She blinked. "Why not, honey?" Dad said, not to trust everyone. That kind of warning didn't come lightly. Monica's stomach twisted in unease, but she masked it with a calm smile. "All right, no police. But I'm not leaving you alone, okay?" Liam nodded, relieved. The sun dipped lower on the horizon, the sky streaked with amber and pink as Monica guided Liam toward a small diner across the street. The glow of neon lights buzzed above the entrance, promising warmth and safety. Inside, she ordered Liam a slice of pie and sat across from him, her mind racing. Something about this situation didn't sit right. While Liam ate quietly, Monica stepped outside and pulled out her phone, calling the one person she knew who might have answers. Alex Grant, a local journalist who thrived on digging up stories most people wanted buried. "Monica." Alex answered on the third ring, his voice rough with exhaustion. "It's been a minute." "What's up?" "I got a kid here. He's lost, and I think he's in serious trouble." That got his attention. "What kind of trouble?" "You ever hear of a family named Delaney?" "Grant Delaney?" There was a pause, and when Alex spoke again, his tone was sharper. "You're kidding. Delaney as in the tech mogul." Monica's heart sank. "That's the one. Jesus, Monica. His kid's been missing since this morning. It's all over the news." "Shit." Monica breathed, glancing through the diner's window at Liam, who was absently pushing his fork through the whipped cream on his pie. "Listen," Alex continued, voice low, "this isn't just a missing kid case. There are rumors Delaney was about to go public with information that would burn some very powerful people. If that's true, and if they got wind of it, they'd come after him," Monica finished, her chest tightening. "And maybe his kid. They're already looking. Word is not all of them are the kind you want finding him." Monica hung up, her pulse racing. She didn't know what she'd stumbled into, but it was bigger than a simple lost child. The next 24 hours blurred into a tense, nerve-wracking haze. Monica moved Liam from the diner to a small shelter she knew downtown, a place where no one asked questions. But it wasn't long before she noticed the dark SUV trailing them, men in sharp suits watching from across streets, following at a distance. She didn't need Alex to confirm it. Someone was hunting for Liam. Monica gripped the boy's hand tightly as they ducked into a crowded farmer's market, weaving through the maze of stalls, but the feeling of being watched didn't lift. She led him through back alleys, trying to stay 3 steps ahead. "Monica, I'm scared," Liam whispered. "I know, sweetie," she murmured, crouching to meet his wide, frightened eyes. "But I won't let anything happen to you. I promise." They found brief refuge in an old warehouse, dust motes swirling in slants of light streaming through cracked windows. But it didn't last. Heavy footsteps echoed inside, drawing closer. "Run," Monica whispered, grabbing Liam's hand and bolting through the building. The chase was frantic, up rusted ladders, through half-collapsed storage rooms, until they finally found a place to hide high above the ground, crouched behind stacks of forgotten crates. Monica pulled out her phone with shaking fingers. "Alex, we're at the old warehouse by Pier 9. They found us." "Hantay, alet bakka." I called Delaney's private security. "They're close." Below, the warehouse door crashed open. Monica held her breath as footsteps thudded across the floor below. Liam clung to her, his tiny fingers trembling in hers. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she whispered, "It's going to be okay, Liam. Help is coming." Moments later, the sound of tires screeching outside filled the air, followed by shouts and the unmistakable thunder of boots hitting the ground. Monica peeked through the slats, just in time to see black-clad security storming in. The men who had been hunting them barely had time to react before they were pinned to the ground. It was over. When Monica finally stepped down from their hiding spot, Liam still clutching her hand, a tall man broke away from the crowd of guards, silver-haired, grief-worn, and with wild, desperate eyes. "Liam," he shouted. "Dad!" Liam cried and ran. Grant Delaney fell to his knees as his son collided into his arms, wrapping him in a fierce hug. He clung to the boy, tears cutting tracks through the grime on his face. Monica stood back, breathless, the tension finally releasing from her shoulders. Delaney looked up at her, his expression raw with gratitude. "You saved my son. Monica hesitated, then shrugged. "I couldn't walk past." But Delaney shook his head, still holding Liam close. "You did more than that. You protected him when no one else could. I don't know how to thank you." "You don't have to," Monica said softly. The news cycle exploded the next morning. Headlines about corporate corruption, dark secrets exposed, and the miraculous return of Liam Delaney. The reward offered? Monica never collected it. She didn't need to, because sometimes all it took was one person willing to stop, notice, and care. And for Liam Delaney, that person had been Monica Reynolds, a stranger who had made a promise and kept it, no matter the cost.